Hello, everyone. It's my proud privilege to welcome Dr. Athira. She's a graduate of Smolensk State Medical University, and she has cleared her FMG exam in January 2025 with a whooping score of 212 marks in her very first attempt. Athira, to you and Auntie Namaste. Uh, many congratulations to the entire family from us.
Thank you, sir.
Uh, how's the feeling, Athira? How are you feeling? And what made you choose MIST as your system for the FMG exam?
Sir, first of all, I'm feeling so much grateful, and I just wanted to thank all MIST faculty. And from the beginning, all our seniors and everybody I knew, nobody suggested another app. Everybody was telling MIST, take MIST only, take MIST only, because everybody was telling that it is the best platform that you can take for because you have so much portion in, like, you have to do in a duration of like 5 to 6 months, and they are doing it the best. And I actually was not considering any other platform to do.
Mhm. Okay. And you joined online, right? So you were
Yes.
at, tell us about the journey. I mean, when did you start? What was the month you started?
5th July I started on the batch. 5th.
Okay. 5th July. So what was your experience and how did you manage all that?
I think, sir, at the first it was very difficult because I kept falling asleep every 2 hours. It was very hard because when the hours are like, we are not used to sitting for like long hours, and it just, but I feel like thanks to online batch, like I could take a break for like 5 minutes or get a chai or tea, something like that, or like talk to my parents, or just not getting sleepy. I could come back, and I think that if I were in an offline batch, it would have been like difficult for me because of this. I think online was the best decision for me, actually.
Okay. So as I can see your score, Atira, I mean, I am pretty sure that you have worked really hard. I would like to hear from Auntie that Auntie, how would the call came? No problem, no problem. So I would like to hear from her if she can. That Auntie, how was her journey? I mean, you must have seen very closely.
Yes,
Uh, so
I I am always with her, supporting everything for tea, chai. Anytime she will ask, I can give like that. She is very hardworking student.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
that we can understand. I mean, 212 marks she has got, so she must be very hardworking. And Auntie, matlab, she must be having some difficulties somewhere. So, did she used to trouble you a lot that I'm not able to do this, do that? Uh,
That is true. I think that she had even sat with me at 2 o'clock at night because I was struggling to complete biochemistry,
okay.
and I had a fever, and she was sitting with me even at like in the 2:30 in the morning. And
Wow, wow, wow. So, I mean, it's
Yes,
also
sir.
said that whenever a student is giving any examination, so it's not only the student's exam, it's the exam of the entire family. So,
Yes, really. Our family all supporting her this time.
and without the support and the overall, I mean, without everyone's support, this kind of achievement is, I mean, it's impossible. So, how did you manage all that, like the classes, like the tests, and then, at the end, when the classes get over, how did you manage to be, like in the zone?
so I first month I felt like so much difficulty because I was not able to like finish the portion of the uh, up to date with the classes because I felt like I was so tired and I was kept sleeping early. But I
Hmm.
feel like into like the second month, half third month and all, I was slowly getting better at it. I was frustrated at first, but thankfully, because I feel like you, sir, and Amit, sir, played a very big role in that because uh, obviously you teach very well, but you also take a lot of time to motivate students. And I feel like sometimes both you and Amit sir and even ma'am anatomy ma'am Shilpi ma'am, or you understand that it is very difficult from the perspective of students also, that it is, I know it is simple for you, but
No, no, no,
you
no, no. We
sometimes.
know. We know this. We have been a part of this journey. I mean, anybody, I always say that in the class, that we are sitting on this side, we are teaching, but we were students some time back, and we know how difficult it is.
So I feel like particularly during the final months, it was like very tiring. But I feel like the missed faculty is like so much important, because emotional support, like in a way, like always motivating students, like even if it is like small things, saying something actually helps.
It's just about, our whole thing, Vineet sir always tells us, uh, like a few years back when I just joined. So I was just being with him as a learning in itself, just staying with him, just spending time, not talking even, just seeing what he's doing. So it gives you so much of learning. Like you learn just by living with your parents, like you are now an adult, you understand things. So just seeing your mother, just seeing your father gives you a lot of things to think about. वो समझ में आता है कि this is the way we should react. So that is the same thing, when I be with my father, I learn. When I'm with Vineet sir, I learn. So I remember a few years back I was asking sir about something, and he told me that, Kunal, the whole thing is that you teach. That's very important. You have to teach what is relevant, so always give the relevant content to the students. But one thing which you should always do, if that is possible, that they should always feel that there is something who there is someone who is taking care of them. So giving the hope to the student that you can do it, instill a lot of confidence in the student कि नहीं हो जाएगा, and that is what he always does, and he has taught us also to do the same. So thank you for saying this, that the little bit of talks which we do in between, that helps. But then it is your own hard work, which I believe, Athira, which makes all the difference. Like you said, you had fever, but still you are completing biochemistry at 2:30 a.m. because obviously there must be some test or something. And then having your parent, your mother sitting beside you gives you the confidence कि नहीं ठीक है हो जाएगा, like that. So how are your test marks and subject-wise test marks which you had? How was it?
Most of the obviously I felt like most of the tests I prepared, but obviously there are like 3 to 4 subject wise tests, not subject wise, topic wise tests that I couldn't prepare. And I think though the topics that I didn't prepare, I could not score well. But so I think that the I personally felt the importance of preparation, because even if you know something, if you don't read it or revise it, like you can't really recollect and mark the right answer. I think mostly I have scored between like 60 to 70%, 67% usually on topic based subject wise, I think so.
And towards the subject-wise test?
Subject test, I think I could perform a little better, because uh, during that time a little more time was available for, like, since the portion was already completed, there was more time available for revision. So I think out of, in some tests, well, not in biochemistry, it is a little bit of a tough subject for me, but in some subjects I could score like 80, in some PSM 100, 120, stuff like that, out of 150 sometimes.
Okay. And what were your mock, experience, that we have taken 4 full mocks and 2 minor mocks. So what was that experience?
I think it is the single most important tests that gave during this, because I think it put the whole thing in perspective, because like such a long you sit and
I think your connection is a little unstable, Athira.
Is
No, it's fine. Now it's fine. Now it's fine.
okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. I think all they covered all important topics like that you had to look through again, or the PYTs, or like important topics were covered. And like um, I think it gave me an idea on where I stand with the different subjects as well. Like, do I need revisions close to the exam, or like can I space it like within 10 days or like that?
Okay. And I mean, if I ask you, because you have scored very well, 212 marks. So, very truly, I want to ask you that, what was your uh, the major concern as to, I mean, you focused on the notes more, I mean, or you focus on the questions more. How do the students should, like manage things?
I think that even when we had classes, so many people used to ask that should I solve the questions? That is very important. But I think that knowing the topic is also like more important, because like you need to get an idea on how the question or whatever the content, you need to have some basic idea, because questions,
Definitely.
topic and concepts is more important, I feel like. And getting the maximum revisions, I think, was the key for particularly personally for me, I guess.
Okay. So, I mean, reviewing the workbooks again and again, repeating them, revising them is something which you did. And Athira, I mean, once you gave the exam on the 12th of January, what was your first reaction after you saw the question paper and you came out of the examination hall? What was your reaction to it?
I did not honestly know how the marks would be, but I thought like so many questions had topics that we had covered in list. Like many of these questions or topics particularly had been like covered and taken. Like whether sometimes I felt bad, like, oh my god, I had seen this somewhere, but I cannot recall it. But I personally, I feel like a majority of the topics were covered by mist, like
Okay. So
70% of.
the answer which you gave, that means that knowing the topic is more important, because if you know the topic, that what exactly is there in that topic, that helps you even in solving those questions which you're not directly like remembering that where you have done, but because you know the concept, yeah, this cannot be there, this cannot be there, so this has to be the answer. Because if you've got 212 marks, you have done 70% of the questions in the exam right. So that really is a feat to achieve. Athira, it was it is actually a pleasure for us to, know you and talk to you. And thank you for believing in us. Thank you for believing in yourself. And, to your parents, like auntie is sitting in front, and I would really want to thank us on our behalf that, ma'am, I mean, obviously you supported, but then she is a very bright kid. And we hope that the kind of like clear mind she has, she gives you many more chances of being proud, and we are very proud of her. And we wish all more happiness to the family. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you very
Thank you so
Thanks
much
a
for
lot.
supporting me, sir.
much.
Jai Shri
Thank
Krishna.